what's happened in the last video.
It's no longer a normal situation. It's no longer.
And here is more MrDudeManSir.
I just pressed on forward, punching the trees that stood. Punching. It's like, oh, tree! I don't like you! Why can't I go into the infirmary, tree? It's all your fault! I recovered from this burst of rage, realizing that my hands were hurting badly, my lips were bitten until they bled. And the most interesting thing is that all my unbelievable awakening in an unknown pioneer camp was turned into the most trivial life drama. A drama as stupid as my entire existence. Yet again, I did something wrong. I thought something wrong and they got it all wrong. What? That sentence is weird. Fine then, just let everything be. Let it be. Nothing, nobody was near the canteen. I sighed in relief and took a place in the farthest corner, hoping that nobody would see me. Somehow stuffing my breakfast in, I was about to leave already when Miku dashed up to my table. Oh, good morning, sir. I kind of overslept today. Can I take a place near you? She sat down straight away. I'm kind of already leaving. Is that true? You and Slavia are like that? You know what I'm talking about. She stared at me closely, blinking her eyes. Who told you that? Well, one would expect her to expect fast. But not that fast. I started to slowly go into rage mode. Rage mode activate. Boop. I heard it from Jenny, and she probably heard it from Cheskov, and you heard it from Ogmich. Yeah, I don't want you to understand me, but it's business. But if you don't want to, then don't answer. It's not a secret! No secrets. You're right, I don't want to answer. I stood up and quickly headed towards the exit. It was a hot day. This amplified my anger since I don't like the heat, and I can't punch it either. Right now, though, anything could drive me out of my wits. But I had to make up my mind now on how to conduct myself. I didn't want to run into anyone, so I went into the forest where I could think calmly. And more trees to punch. Having stopped in a glade, I sat on a stump, took a stick, and started to pick at the ground with it. That's what happens when you're in like the 1980s with nothing to do, with no PC. You start taking sticks and poking at the ground. If there is nothing that's up to me, all I can do is simply wait. But, in fact, what can I do? Assault the infirmary. Even if I succeed, what comes next? Try to bring old Michnieva to her senses. Hardly possible. Funnily enough, this whole enigma turned into a simple everyday situation. If it was happening in my world, there would be no problems at all. Come on, really, what's the problem? Even if I did sleep with a girl, who exactly? Even if I was actually 17, even nothing. Oh, he's 17. That's my age. That would be a little bit weird. Well, for most people. My standards would be. Even though there's nothing there, boy, anyway, it would be silent, but still. Oh my gosh. Little drum beat to the funky rhythm. That was not expecting that. So I can just like snap my fingers if I could snap them. I never learned how to do it. I just kind of like rub my fingers and make some sort of like cracking bone noise. It's great. And now what? I'm not the master of my fate. Although was I ever? Is there anything at all that was up to me my entire life? Have I ever reached the peak at any I was seeking peaking? And now, once I've reached one, I can't hold my ground. Maybe I was just a spectator from the very beginning. My mystical appearance in this camp, all the local residents, all the events that happened to me. All that is just a weird game and I'm only a pawn. Well, if that's so, I will still play out my role to my best. I got up and headed to the camp prepared to take no prisoners. The plan wasn't completely finished in my head, but I've made up my mind already. There was no one at the camp leader's cabin. There would only be the camp leader. So, yeah, normal. I rummaged through the cabins and packed up my sleeping bag, my winter clothes, and a flashlight and some garments I found. What are you doing? Are you just gonna live out in the forest or something? I came out and immediately ran straight into Alyssa. Going for a hike? Yeah, for a hike. I reassured her. Well, take care. She gave me a sly smile and went on her way. I hastened my steps to the infirmary. The nurse is a human too in the end, so eventually she will go for lunch. In the bushes. Wait, why would you bring winter equipment if it's like you just said it was like burning hot outside? I don't know. Time flew by fast. My thoughts had settled and I had a firm decision. I haven't thought my plan beyond. My gosh, the drum solo again. I didn't even care about the drum solo. I just simply did not care. The most important thing is that I act the way I think is appropriate thinking. Whatever happens next, I think it and let it happen. Thinking. At last, the nurse came out of the infirmary. She looked around and, noticing no danger, locked the infirmary with the key and quickly went towards the canteen. She went around the corner. I got into the window and a few bounds and started to heckly knock on it. Slavia showed up soon. Look at her forehead, it's all red! Samuel, what are you doing here? You're not allowed to. How are you feeling? I'm fine. But Micheva told me to stay here for another day. She told me something completely different. Okay. Get out. I said with confidence. What are you talking about? What for? She asked fearfully. Get out now! I'll explain everything later. She looked at me closely for a while but then opened the window without further argument. I helped her to jump down onto the ground. Okay. Now what? Let's go! I grabbed her hand and made my way into the forest. This is not helping your situation. This is a terrible decision! Okay, let's do it. Slavia stepped for a few moments later. Samuel, where do you think we're going? And doing? What's wrong? Do you think that everything was right the way it was? No, I don't, but it will be even worse this way. Why? We have a right to act the way we think is correct. Okay, but what will happen next? I haven't thought about it yet. Even every step my plan had gone quite well until now, but I wasn't keen on thinking even one step ahead. Take a look. I opened the bag and showed the thing that I took from the camp leader's cabin. And Slavia looked at me inquiringly. I don't know. We'll stay in the forest or something for a while. Show them that our opinion matters. Revolts! But that's stupid and childish. Well, if you don't want to... She gave me a lamented look. Oh dear. Is her eyes, like the things underneath her eyes, it looks like they're breaking or something. What is a lamentable as well? I don't know. I'll do as you say. These words gave me the creeps. As you say. Nobody ever said anything like that to me. In any case, I think this is the best decision for now. Alright. I'm not sure if she's like completely creeped out or if she's just... I don't know. I don't know how she feels right now. But if I was in her situation, jumping out of the infirmary window and going into the middle of the forest with no plan, I'd probably be a little bit creeped out. I laid sleeping on the bag and sat on it. So what are you gonna do? I don't know. I've never been so close to utter failure. No, I wasn't questioning my choice, but indeed I had no idea what to do next. What would you suggest? It'd be nice to have something to eat. Have you brought anything with you? And that was exactly what I'd forgotten. The sustenance. No, I haven't. I replied slowly. That's fine. They kept sitting in silence. I wonder if they will look for us. Though even if they do, they were unlikely to succeed. The forest is a big place. But food. By the evening I'll get hungry too. Okay, stay here, I'll be right back. Where are you going? To get some food. Maybe we should go together. No, I'll be back. I headed back to the camp at a rapid pace, leaving Slavia alone in the glade. I'm absolutely certain that she won't go anywhere and will wait for me. I wish I was as certain that I'll remember the way back as well. Even if they haven't started to look for both of us yet, they will surely have found out that Slavia's missing, so I have to move carefully and try not to get noticed. In general, every single pioneer is a threat now, not only to those who knew me. Such an obvious kidnapping will surely be known to everyone in no time. And while getting into the canteen in a few sprints was not hard at all, I had no idea what to do. I can't just walk in there like nothing happened. Oh, hey, what, you hiding me? I almost jumped out of my skin. Oliana was standing there, behind me and stuff. Getting hungry? She stared at me. Come on, why so quiet? I was tongue-tied for a moment and couldn't think of an answer. So why have you come? Oh, I need to consult something. I need to consult something. I want to get something for Slavia, is what I need to do. I want to get something for Slavia. Oh, really? Yeah, really. Okay, I'll be right back. Much to my surprise, Oliana didn't ask any questions. In the blink of an eye, she zipped out of sight through the doors of the canteen. I was wondering whether I should trust her and whether should I flee and return back up. However, Oliana interrupted my doubts quickly as she reappeared in a couple of minutes with a plastic bag in her hands. Here you go. The bag was full of buns, hun, and a few packs of kefir. But why? Well, because it's brave and cool. She smiled slyly. Best regards to Slavia. Oliana waved goodbye and ran away. I stood there for some time in confused states, but then I went back to the forest.